Hey everyone, welcome back to CJRaceCars YouTube channel, and today we're putting Mullet back together. As you guys can see, we have Mullet right here behind us. Well, we cut it in half, which you guys already know that, but now we're gonna tack it back together. The reason we're gonna tack Mullet back together is we've never really had a complete car. We usually always put panels together, which is fine. It is kind of a pain to put them together and square them up, and it's kind of like trying to have a wet noodle and have it on a jig and keep it square. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tack it back together, which is easy because we literally just cut it with one saw blade. And then we're gonna cut the floor out of it, basically from the bed forward for now is all we're gonna do. And we're gonna put Mullet on the jig. So we're basically gonna use Mullet as a template so we can build our floor structure from the main hoop forward. And then depending on what we're gonna do at the back, we may just cut a slice out of the back and use it for the template for the back. We're getting Jamie's car off the jig because it's done on a jig, and we're getting Mullet on the jig. It's time to start Mullet.
You want me to go up and tilt down some, or is it good like that?
No, stay where that is. It's
okay.
Just let it drag.
It's so hard to see. Can't hear anything either. Going deaf and blind.
Go back. Go back. All right, drop down the front. Hold it. From that point right there over there was 57 and a half at the max. And back here was the same thing. From that raised up part right there, across over there was the same thing.
Okay. But it's 55 and what on the inside of that pinch right there?
55.
55. All right, let's open this door real quick. Will this door open pretty easy?
Yeah.
It works being welded back together. You just leave it. It's good. The door still opens and everything. You did good. So our rocker is only gonna be like this tall on the top. You know how we just put like a 3/4 lip or 1 inch lip? See how thick this rocker is?
Yeah. So we're gonna be outboard of that. So if we had our rocker bar in there at 56.
Right, you'd be out a ½ inch.
Right about the inside edge of that tape would be the outside
right.
of the rocker
right.
bar. So the rocker bar, and then on the inside would be about where the end of that little tang is at, right there.
You've seen our rockers.
Right, it's about that wide on top.
That's
and then
like
it
3
breaks
inches.
over and
Ours
comes
are like
down
an
on
inch.
an angle.
Yeah, so we got a lot more room than that. I just want to make sure it's not going to hit this door, because I don't really want to go to 55 if we don't have to. You know what I mean? I'd rather not go to 55, because 56 is the Camaro width.
Well, let's take and pull the tape right down level with that seam. That's a little over 57.
Where's that at?
Right on this piece right here.
I think we could go 56. Let's go 55 and a half.
Okay.
On the rocker, because look how narrow they had it before. See how it was all the way in board the rocker.
Oh,
which it had to be.
Yeah, you're going to gain a whole lot of room.
Yeah,
there.
you're going to gain 2 inches on each side. It's a lot.
So if you want 55 and a half, I can do 55 and a half.
Let's do that.
I'll just set that up.
Let's
I'll
do
find
that,
center.
yeah.
We mark our
And let me
centers.
show you. You can keep cutting. I want to show you kind of what the plan is. What I want to do is we'll do our cross member for where the hoop goes. We'll set the car up to where this is where the hoop goes for now.
Right, instead of up here.
And we'll build the whole chassis.
Yep.
From the hoop forward. And then because the car's gonna be so long, we'll we'll put more of these here, or we'll figure out the measurements. And then we'll put that cross member here where the hoop is.
Yep.
And then we'll set our rear end 4-link cross member up here later.
Oh, okay.
We'll just move the car forward, because I think that's like a 117. We might have to move it forward 10 inches. We'll already have all the floor structure and cage and everything done before we move it forward, so it'll be pretty stout.
Oh, yeah, it'll be fine.
Then we'll just move it forward. We'll still utilize the frame rail clamps, and we'll just put another set of these here, and then we'll start our 4-link here and do like you said, we'll do our little, we'll just set that up for now, that one rocker on each side.
Yep.
And then we'll do our cross member. We could do that now because we know what it is.
Yeah, just cut the cross member a little bit wide, like make it We're gonna have the cross member out here outside 55.5, just cut it like 58.
58.
Something like long.
Plenty. Yep.
And put that in here.
Yep.
And then cut to
Yep. Just long
foot,
frame rails.
10 foot gonna be okay?
That'd be plenty.
Okay,
Yeah, because
two
from here
10-foot
forward,
rails.
you're not going to be any longer. It's just
All right.
that back side. of it
How
should be
wide is
long.
our 4-link gonna be? Or it doesn't matter?
Well, I think we're going to go wider with the 4-link, but it doesn't matter yet.
So how wide, so our rails
I
are
think we're going to continue.
21, right straight to the back.
Before we do that, we may do some math. We may bend them a little bit. That way the angle continues. But
we
I
can
think
stick them in there for now and just.
I think we're going to do our 4-link at least 20 inches wide. Because
20?
Well, it's really wide. So
we
we may just have straight rails back all the way.
Okay.
So no bend. But we'll figure that out. But if you want to go ahead and make that one, we'll polish it, clamp it in, figure out your center, set those up.
Okay.
And we could do some rough measurements on how long the rocker needs to be. We'll make them long also. I would say the hoop's going to go somewhere in here.
Okay.
So I'd make them 60. Yeah. Because it's not going to be that much too long.
Okay. Okay. So
because we do have to retain a factory. The firewall has to originate in a factory location. So we can't move this back crazy. And what we're going to do is we'll do the hoop. We'll figure out kind of where the firewall starts. And this will all be cut out. And then not next week, but the week after, Cleetus is going to come just to kind of see the leg room before we get too carried away with any of this stuff.
You have to keep a factory firewall dimension.
No, it has to originate in a factory location, which I assume is here.
If that would be, that's what I was saying, that would be a good spot to call the originating spot because that's
well, because it all starts here.
Spot.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's it. We'll get a little more clarification on that, but
that makes sense to make it there.
As
there's nothing to measure
as long as he has room with it there. The trucker
we may have to do a foot box thing.
Has a lot of wheelbase, but the cab is also moved forward. So he does have a lot of room now, but he may lose some here. So we're going to try to tuck the cage as tight as we can to the back.
He's lost room because of that extreme angle right here.
Which we may be able to mess with some of that stuff, and that's why we want to get him over here before we get too crazy with a lot of stuff. Again, just like the Camaro, we want to make sure he's comfortable. He's a lot taller than most people. We don't really have anyone here.
He's probably going to be reclined in this car too.
He could be, but he might not be because this car is way taller. So the good news, to save leg room, like an Eagle, he's reclined, but then he loses leg room. As you stand him up, he's going to gain leg room.
He gains leg room, yes he does.
So the more we can stand him up, the better, as long as he has headroom, which this car is definitely taller than Eagle. By quite a bit.
This is taller.
Yes.
Well, that's going to help.
Yep, so.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get the cross member in, cut rockers, set rockers up, put the rockers in, and we'll game plan the rest of the floor.
Start cutting tubes.
Awesome. I like it. Everybody's going to like this because I know everyone's going to want to know where Mullet is, and it's finally going on a jig. We should one day.
I'm scared to even think about what this is going to be.
Danny's hair looks like a baby bird in a nest, doesn't it?
You know,
you got to put a picture
when
in
I
there.
saw that picture a long time ago, that did look like it from the side.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I can't see that.
Just like.
If you look in the mirror, you see what you see. Yeah. If you look from the side, it went up and then nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I looked at that the other day and I'm like, that's where the bird thing came from.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm sorry.
No, it happens.
I'm cursed with bad hair.
No, it looks good. I hope I got that much hair when I'm Danny's age, honestly. Well, mine's already, I got more gray than Danny already.
Yeah, that's motorcycle racing days. I think from helmet all the time.
Yeah. He's doing pretty good for his age, for sure. All right, so we got the cross member in. We got the frame rails in. And like we talked about earlier, normally this is our 4-link cross member. For this car, it's not going to be. The 4-link cross member is going to be back here. And normally, we bend this, these main frame rails about here, wherever the tranny cross member is, and we taper them back to where the 4-link width is, which we're still trying to determine a 4-link width. But I believe on this, we're not. We're going to run them straight back like that, and then we'll do our hoop here, which will be our 4-link, and we'll continue this tube back here to whatever the 4-link width is, and obviously there'll be a bunch of diagonals and stuff. This will be a little different. A truck chassis in general is different than a car chassis just because of limitations. The cab's so far forward, the 4-link's back. Again, we're 15 inches or so back. We'll do some final measuring before we do anything, but we're about 15 inches back from the first cross member to the second cross member where the 4-link goes. So we can't just build this here and put that there because then all of our chassis would be way off the back. We'd have nothing to fixture to. So we're going to build this basically cab section and front section, and then we're going to move the whole car forward and build the back section. So I think that's the best way to do it. The El Camino is definitely a little bit different chassis than most things we build, but it can be really cool. I do think it's going to be a really cool looking car, and you don't see them.
Yeah.
You never see El Caminos that sit really low, that look really good. I think with a big tire, it's going to look
They're
cool
mostly back half cars that sit high.
Right, yeah, back half cars. So this thing, 3.5, 4 inches off the ground, sitting like Eagle is going to look killer. And driving down the road.
Oh, we can make anything with tubing.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Just what's the best way?
That's right. So Steve's over there. If you can't tell, I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but it's smoky in here right now. Steve's got the plasma cutter fired up. And
Steve's polluting the air like crazy.
He got cut-off wheels going. He can't even see his glasses are all fogged up. He's getting the Mullet cut apart. We're getting really close to putting Mullet on the jig. I think right now, though, you're still going to be able to do the rockers now because we know our rocker width.
Yeah, I got to do the rockers.
So we could fit those. We can notch that. There's still a few other things we can do. And then I think by the end of the day, we should have the body on the jig-ish. And then Mullet is back underway. We will probably have to pick it up, and then someone will have to get up here and keep going. But I don't know how heavy this thing is. Has anyone picked it up? It does look heavy.
It's not.
It's not heavy.
It's not light.
Well, I didn't think so. Probably needed more people in the back.
You didn't work out today, so this is going to be your.
Yeah, I haven't worked out in a while, so there's a problem. Probably so, right?
There's definitely enough.
Probably
of us.
3 people on that side. Or is there? Come on, Josh. And then
you got gloves
I
on?
probably wouldn't pick up there. Maybe. It might be right there, but
I'd try to grab here.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
watch your hands.
Let's see what it
Up on the table.
Young son, what?
You better check my fingies off.
Don't do that.
I tried going, I was like, oh, I'm done.
Mama won't be happy if you come home with less digits.
No, she'll be mad. She'll call me probably.
already got workman's comp on speed dials.
We don't have that. So. Joke's on you, buddy.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
All right, watch out, Taylor. Watch out. Oh, shoot.
There's a tube there.
All right.
Hang on, stop.
Okay.
If you guys can hold it for just a second.
Go ahead.
All right.
I guess we gotta come back like about a mile.
All right, hang on. Because I'm getting ready to come off.
Go ahead. We gotta come back like a lot.
Yeah.
Like 5 feet.
At least it's up here.
It goes in that, hang on.
It should be close.
How much, what do we gotta do?
Keep going. All right. There you go.
Okay.
Now you're sitting on your
All right.
blocks out front.
So now we can just get like the engine hoist and pick it up, shim it around some, right?
Yeah, but you're on your,
We're on the blocks.
yeah,
Sorry. We just gotta cut some out of the rocker for now.
that's fine. You can do that.
At least it's up there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I hurt my back. I'm gonna need some competition.
You were off the clock. I saw you clock out right before you did that. To edit that out of the video, Andrew was off the clock. So we want to put this at 3.5.
The rocker at 3, the pinch at 3.5?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because we usually cut the pinches off.
Yeah, but we're gonna do our own rocker.
Okay.
So our rocker will go down to where that pinch is.
Okay.
That way we can get, because with the big tire, we need the bed side to be a little bit taller.
Yeah.
But without stretching the bed, we add a little bit to the rocker.
Okay. So let
The
me.
easiest way to gain a little bit. And we'll have to cut the front fenders out kind of like we did, so we'll be able to move that around there. Yeah.
Right.
3.5 to the pinch.
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
So what you'll have to do probably up here is just cut whatever you have to cut to get that over there. We're not reusing this rocker, so it don't matter if you have to cut. Just cut a section out. But come look at this real quick. I want to put where once we get it shimmed to 3.5, we can move it back and forward a little bit. We want the back of the hoop to be like here, right?
With like a.
Ish.
Yeah.
And then that to be totally level from here. So the back of this with a plumb bob would be the back of like here.
Okay.
I think we are gonna move this back a tiny bit. We might be able to like, obviously our window will be, actually you probably put the hoop right up against that, because when we do our flush mount window, it'll give us a little more room. So, yeah, I would just butt it up against that.
Okay.
And so figure out, like if you're hanging a plumb bob from here to here, that's where that needs to be in relation to the body. You got plenty cut out there, so I would get your height the best you can back here, like a 3.5-inch block here. Get another 3.5-inch block in the front. We'll scoot it back and then just cut the rocker out to set it down over there. Look at that. Never know it was cut apart. See that?
No.
Huh?
No. Never know. Never
Buff
know.
it out. Mr. Sam will bring some wax over here. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get it shimmed up to 3.5, which will be our lowest ride height with the adjustable cups all the way down. For small tire stuff, we'll be able to raise it up to about 4.5, 4 3/4 if we wanted to with the cups all the way out, which will probably be like drag week stuff with big tires on it, because going down the road it needs to be a little bit higher. And with the big tires, if we went 3.5, the tires would be way high, and we're trying to figure out how to make that look as good as possible. One thing with this car that we mentioned before when we started, the engine placement. Normally with a big block Chevy, we'd like to be from the rear axle to the back of the mid plate, maybe 84 would be the most. And we're gonna be closer to like 96. So the motor and the weight is gonna be really, really far forward. So to combat that a little bit, we're gonna raise the motor a little higher than we normally would to help weight transfer. We're gonna put the turbos up high, and we're gonna lean the turbos back a little more than normal. So you guys will see as this build goes, kind of what we do to hopefully make this car work good, even though it is a really long wheelbase car. It's gonna be a little more finicky, a little hard to get the weight transfer, but we will make it work. All right, everyone, that's pretty much gonna do it for today's video. As you can see, we got Mullet back together, and we have started on Mullet's new chassis. I hope everybody's happy. We're really excited to start this build and see where it goes. Also, we have a big surprise with Project Cream Puff, and hopefully on the next video, you'll see us at Cleetus' shop on the dyno with Cream Puff, getting ready for sick week. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.